What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today we are doing a one brand makeup tutorial and I'm going to be doing a full face using only Wet n Wild products. I just chose to do Wet n Wild for this tutorial because they are one of my favorite drugstore brands, and I also feel like they're one of the only drugstore brands that really have kept their prices down over the past couple of years. Like, there are other drugstore brands where I'm like, if you jack up the prices one more time, you're about to be in Sephora. Like, so many drugstore brands are kind of getting really expensive, where Wet n Wild, I think the most expensive product they have is like $6 or $7. So they definitely have kept their prices super affordable, but the products are still really good. At least the products that I have tried in the past. Although when I was buying stuff to do this tutorial, to do like the full face, I realized that there was so many of their products that I had not tried. So I have everything out here in front of me. And yeah, be sure to subscribe to my channel before you guys leave today. It'll be the first link right down below in the description box. And also comment down below if there's any other brands that you would like me to do a one brand tutorial for. I can totally do that. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So first, for primer, I have this one right here. This is the Coverall Primer. Squirt some out on my finger. It looks like moisturizer. Feels like a moisturizer too, actually. It kind of has like almost like a gel consistency though. Like, it doesn't look like a gel, but when I'm blending it out on my skin, it does kind of feel like a gel. And it doesn't have like any scent to it, so don't worry about that. For foundation, obvi, I'm using this one. This is the Photo Focus. You guys know I love this. I did a whole first impressions on this, which I can link down below. If you're interested, I have this guy in the shade Golden Beige. So I'm just gonna shake it up and apply to my face. One of my favorite aspects of this foundation is the applicator. I love how it's like this stick thing. It just makes it so easy and so much cleaner on your fingers than having to like squirt something out on your finger and then on your face. It's just easier. It does have a strong scent, I will say that, so if you're sensitive to scent, maybe you won't like this one. It smells like paint to me, but the foundation is only like $5, I think, and the coverage is bomb, so I don't really care about the scent. Like, I would like if it smelled a little different, but it doesn't really bother me all that much for me to not use it, because I actually use this foundation quite a lot. As you guys can see as I'm blending it out, like, it is very, very full coverage, and for the price, pretty bomb. Up next for concealer, I have the Photo Focus concealer. So I guess this is in the same collection as the foundation is, but I've never tried this, so we'll see. I feel like I'm pretty picky when it comes to concealer, so I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but I'm pretty picky when it comes to foundations too, and I like the foundation. So I have this guy in shade Light Medium Beige. Just gonna go ahead and apply this to the under eye. The little applicator doesn't get a lot of product on it, which always drives me nuts in concealers. I mean, so many concealers are like that. But whenever you have like one of the tiny doe foots like this, I feel like you constantly have to dig it back in there to get enough product, which is kind of annoying, but feels pretty creamy, which is a good sign. Gonna bring this guy down my nose as well. One thing I will say about this, although I feel like most drugstore brands are like this, is that there wasn't a ton of options as far as concealer colors go. I think there was like 5. This was the second lightest, so I probably would have actually liked it to be a bit lighter, but the other option was like fair and it was super light. I don't know if it's just the store that I went to, but they only had 5. Like, it wasn't like they were out of shades. Like, that's all there was in the display, was only 5 different colors. So I wish there was one in between this color and the fair one, because I think this might be a little too dark for my liking, but what are you gonna do? And then I'm just gonna blend that out. Oh, actually when you blend it out, at least on my chin, it looks pretty light actually. It's a little deceiving. I feel like this color might actually work. It's blending out easy, and it actually is a lot fuller coverage than I expected. I have to give it that, because I kind of just didn't really think it was going to be. I've never found a drugstore concealer that I really loved, because I always feel like they're so sheer and they don't really give coverage, but this is pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's full. It's not Tarte Shape Tape, but it is definitely at least medium to probably buildable if I wanted to do another layer, which I'm not gonna do, because I find when I put on too much concealer, then it will crease. But this is actually pretty good. So, pleasantly surprised. To go ahead and set my under eye concealer, surprise, surprise, Reserve Your Cabana from Wet n Wild. You guys know I love this to set my under eye concealer. Like, clearly, I've used basically the whole thing. So I'm just gonna pop that under the eye to just set that. It also does kind of highlight and brighten the area as well, which I like. Just to balance that out, I'm gonna bring it down the nose as well, in any of the areas that I put that concealer, basically. And then to set all over the face, I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild mattifying powder, just in the shade Translucent. Feels nice going on the skin. It doesn't feel really any different than like a normal pressed setting powder, would feel, and it definitely is making my skin very matte. It's not changing the color of the foundation, which I like. All right, so now we're ready to jump in to the eyes. I did cheat a little bit and do my brows separately. I used the Benefit Precisely My Brow. I've been using this a lot recently, but basically I went to 3 different stores to try and find a brow pencil or like some sort of brow product from Wet n Wild, but every single store I went to only had like a brunette and then like a black. Like there was no blonde. So I don't know if they only sell the lighter shades on the website and they don't sell them in store or what it was, but I could not find them anywhere around me, and I wanted to get this video up for you guys, so I'm not using a brow product, but that's the only product that I don't have from them. For eyes, I'm gonna go in with this guy. This is the Au Natural palette. I think this is pretty. This is in the shade Nude Awakening, and I decided to get one of these bigger palettes from them because in the past, like Wet n Wild has always been, I feel like, famous for those little palettes that they have like the 3 different shades in them. Now they have some that have 5 different shades, but I had never tried like a full-on palette like this, so I was like, okay, let's try it out. We have a nice mix of mattes and shimmers, which I appreciate, and I think the colors are really pretty, so hopefully they work. I'm gonna go in with this guy right here in the crease first, and just gonna buff that in as a neutral blending color. It's actually a lot more pigmented than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, all right, Wet n Wild. And I think this shadow palette was like $5.69 or something. Like it was under $6, which is like really, really crazy. Like even for the drugstore, that's really cheap, because a lot of times like a lot of other palettes from the drugstore are like $10+, so pretty crazy. Then I'm gonna go in with this kind of muted like brownish gray to deepen up the crease. They did have one other palette like this, at least the store I went to, that had different shades, so I might actually pick that up because I actually really like how this is performing. Like I feel like these shades are performing really well. Like, can you guys see how easy it is to really like blend them out? I want to test out one of the shimmery shades now, so I'm gonna go in with this pink one right here. So this is with a dry brush. I might go on top with some Fix Plus to see. But I mean, still pigmented, not overly shimmery though. I mean, I will say that, but still pigmented. I'm just gonna spray some Fix Plus and see if that makes it a little bit more shimmery. And if you guys don't have Fix Plus, literally just put your brush under the water. It's gonna do the same thing. Oh yeah, okay, it makes it a little bit more shimmery, but not super. Like I just think these shades just aren't supposed to be, you know, like foil shimmery shades, but they're still really pretty nonetheless and very pigmented. I'm just going with that same color we used to deepen up the crease on my lower lash line, just to smoke that out. And then to highlight, I'm gonna go with this light shade right here. And I'm just gonna pop this. Ooh, that's really pigmented too. Holy crap, man. I did get some fallout with these shadows. I mean, it was nothing crazy, but I do have a little bit of fallout underneath my eyes, which I will wipe away. For liner, I'm gonna jump in with the Wet n Wild H2O Proof. I've tried this, I've used this many times. I actually really like this. It's one of my favorite liquid liners from the drugstore. It just has a nice little tip to it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do my liner. This liner is really great because it's waterproof and it doesn't really budge, but it's not super great for like creating a wing just because it's not actually a brush tip. It's kind of like a, I don't know what this is called. It's not plastic, but it's not a brush, and I just feel like brush tip makes the prettiest like wing. So this isn't the easiest liner to do a wing with, but if you're just looking to like line, I think it's great, and it doesn't budge too, which I really like. All right, so we got our wings all done. Up next, we're gonna go in with lashes. I'm gonna go in with these guys. These were literally 98 cents. 98 cents, and these are in the style Shredding the Fringe. I'm gonna go ahead and pop these guys on. All right, so these lashes are a little bit less like dramatic than I'm used to wearing. You guys know I like long, wispy, fluttery lashes, and these are definitely like shorter and stuff, but I mean, they also were only 98 cents, so I do have to keep that into account because they're definitely like the cheapest pair of lashes that I've ever worn, and they're still like good quality and stuff, so. For mascara, just to blend everything together, I'm going in with this Max Volume Mascara from Wet n Wild. So I'll put it on my bottom lashes first, because then I feel like we can see how it actually works, because on the top lashes you can never really tell since like I already have the falsies on. It's not super black. Like I feel like there's not a lot of like product that's coming off on the brush. I'm gonna like swirl it in there, maybe that'll be better. It's definitely a drier mascara as well, which I tend to like more liquidy mascaras, but like I can work with it. It's not terrible, but this is not my favorite mascara, I wouldn't say. Yeah, it's definitely like really dry. All right, now the eyes are done, so we're gonna go in and finish up the face. First, I'm gonna bronze up the skin, so I'm gonna go in with the Color Icon bronzer in the shade Bikini Contest. We are just gonna bronzy bronze. This is not a super dark bronzer, but it does go on really nicely. They do have multiple different shades though. This is not like the only color. For blush, I'm gonna go in with this guy right here, and this is in the shade Rosé Champagne. And it does say that it is a new formula as well, so I'm excited to try. Just gonna pop this on the cheeks. It does have a little bit of shimmer to it, but it's still actually really pretty. It's a very similar color to NARS Orgasm actually, and way less expensive. For highlighter, we're gonna jump in with Precious Petals. I did a full video, oh my God, like can we just look at this? This is crazy. I did a full video on their new highlights, swatches and everything if you guys are interested, because they did come out with a bunch of new shades of this. So I can link that. Ooh, I just got some up my nose and in my mouth. So I can link that down below. And then last but not least, for our lip, we're gonna jump in with this matte lip. This one is in the shade Coraline. I thought this would be like a pretty summery shade to use. Very pigmented. They're actually surprisingly creamy for being matte. Like they're not like super, they don't feel super matte. Then we're gonna go in and top that with a lip gloss, and this is their Mega Slips lip gloss in the shade Strawberry Ice. So just gonna pop that. Ooh, this is actually really pretty. I didn't expect it to be like so pigmented. It's like a metallic almost color. I'm actually really surprised at how shiny and pretty this lip gloss is. Like, all right, you guys, so this is the completed look. I'm actually like super impressed. Like I feel like this is a really nice look, and all of the products that I used were so affordable. Like I said, I think the most expensive thing was the palette, which was $6. Everything else was under $6, so super affordable. And I can say honestly, the only thing that I didn't like, that I wouldn't recommend, is the mascara. It wasn't horrible, but I definitely think there are better mascaras from the drugstore, so I wasn't crazy about that. But honestly, everything else I would recommend. Like I would tell people, yes, that is a good product. And I'm not just saying that, like I really am very impressed. I didn't think I was gonna like as many things as I did. Let me know down below what your favorite product from Wet n Wild is so I can check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!